guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Ohemaa. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. Okay. So today I'm going to do a review of some beauty bakery products. I think I have enough to actually do a full face. Also going to be showing you guys their new eyeshadow palette, and this is called Proof is in the Pudding eyeshadow palette. It just recently launched, so you can find it on their website, or is it at Ulta? I think it's at Ulta, not Sephora. But for today, I'm gonna do, a look with the palette and also using some of the products from Beauty Bakery. However, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you become part of the family and you become a gem. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So I'm using the silk canvas. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bakery Cake Mix Foundation. Okay, so this is the shade number 3. Okay, so I'm going to put some of that over here. The way this foundation blends out and moves, it kind of reminds me of the APDG foundations. Okay, so you have to blend this out really quickly. I'm going to blend it out with the Sigma F80 airbrush. It's like the other blending brush I like, but this one has a different tip. So this foundation is like a balance between the darker parts and the lighter parts of my face. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys about the foundation. It is described as a deep with warm undertones. It says it's best for oily skin. If you have dry skin, please use their Wick and Bake Oil Prep. Cake Mix is a demi-matte foundation, serves as a medium to full coverage for smudge-proof skin smoothing finish. Cake Mix comes in 30 vegan shades and paraben-free, so you don't have to be afraid to mix it up. So it comes in 1 fluid ounces, and of course it comes with a pump, so that's good. Okay, so I think this has been enough time. This is what the foundation looks like on my skin compared to the parts of my face without any foundation. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of my face, but this is what it looks like. This is the finish of it. I still feel like I see the shadow over here and right here. Dark skin girl problems. I mean, you guys already know what I'm working with. My neck and my head are a completely different shade compared to my chest. So raise your hand if you have that problem, okay? Raise your hand if you have that problem. Okay, so the concealer I have is your Beautiful, and it is like, let's see. It's like 4 shades in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4 shades from the darkest shade, so this will not work for me because it is entirely too pale. That's why I've never actually used it, because it's too pale. It gets stuck, but this is what your Beautiful looks like on the back of my hand. Because of that, I'm going to go in and use I'll use a Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and then I will go back in with a little bit of the Fenty concealer on top of that. And I always have to remember that so hopefully I will try to get in the other concealer shade and see if that would work better. But I'm going to blend it out with the Juno & Co. Blue Sponge, and this is the one with the flat side. This is their first sponge. I've used it to death. Okay, so I forgot to show you guys what the packaging looks like, but because I've had these for a while. So this is what the packaging looks like for the foundation, and it opens up and the thing is in there. It looks like a doll box, and this is what the powders look like. It says Better Not Bitter Flour. So so this is the Better Not Bitter Flour, and it's their setting powder. So we're gonna try to use the brown powder. Now, the brown setting powder for me is too red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the brown powder in the lid. And actually, I could swatch it for you guys to see. So this is the brown powder. I feel like it's a little too red. So I'm going to mix some of the yellow powder in there, so that it can make it a little bit lighter than it actually is right now. I mean, a little bit less red than it actually is right now. And this is the powder that I mixed. Like if you're somebody who likes using a setting powder that has a more of a red tint to it, then the brown setting powder from Beauty Bakerie will be, it's right up your alley. But I want my look to look a little bit more golden, so it could kind of like balance out with my chest. So I like powders that have a little bit more of a golden tone to it. So yeah, I went ahead and put concealer on my brows, I mean on my eyelids, and then I realized I had to do my brows. So we're gonna go ahead and do some brows after foundation. Okay. So I'm gonna use the Beauty Bakerie dark brown brownie, or the brownie, and this is the shade dark brown. Hashtag team no brows. Gotta make sure you draw them in real nice, you know what I mean? So I'm taking Proof is in the Pudding eyeshadow palette. Beauty Bakerie eyeshadow palettes are usually like on the light side. Like it is probably pigmented for anybody who is a few shades lighter than me. So I'm gonna take Warm Cocoa. I'm taking this shade over here. Like if you want like a daytime look, this palette would be it. But I don't think that it would be a good palette. Deeper than I thought it would. I'm using the Sigma E37 brush. It's a dense brush. It's like a round, dense brush. I'm going to take Mango Pudding, which is this one? Which is this shade over here. And I'm going to use that to blend out. Okay, so I'm using the E44 blender brush, and I'm using that to diffuse the outside of this. Okay, I'm taking almond jelly and my finger. I don't like applying shimmers with my finger, but hey, it was always a first, right? I'm just gonna put that right where I didn't put any of the powder. I feel like this is not the palette that you do like a double liner, double wing with. You know, I feel like this is the kind of palette that you do the simple, neutral, natural, classy looking type. And in all honesty, in this palette, I feel like this is the only shade that will show up on my skin tone. I could probably use these and these to blend this out, but that's about it. And these are probably going to be like little cut crease colors because I can't really blend anything out with that shade. But I love the shimmer. It doesn't appear on my skin the way it looks in the pan, so. But I like how it looks. I really like how it looks. And I hate applying with my fingers because my fingers don't seem to fit my eyelids properly. I can never get in the crease properly. I'm going back in with the Warm Cocoa so I can blend out some of this a little bit. I'm just going to put Warm Cocoa directly on my lash line and blend that out. I like this. It looks very nice and simple, kind of like neutral, kind of like, you know, like I didn't really try that hard to get here type of look. Okay, I'm gonna use the Beauty Bakerie Icing, and this is their mascara. It's shaped like icing, and this is what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my lashes. I like the packaging on this because it's like squishy enough where you could pack it into your handbag and, you know, it would work. Ellie, stop it. I feel like every time I have reached for the Beauty Bakerie palettes, I've always ended up with a coppery red look every single time. I don't know why. It just happens that way, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my face. I think my eyes are pretty much done. I just need some lashes and it's a wrap, you guys. So I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Bakerie Coffee and Cocoa palette. And this is what that palette looks like. Okay, so I'm going to take the shade You're Grounded. And I'm going to just put that right here. Wow. It's here. So blend it out. Woo-wee. I don't want to be this highlighted, but... And I barely even tapped it, too. Oh, yeah. This is a very pigmented highlighter. Okay, so I think that my face is pretty much done. It's like I'm shining all the right places, you know? Okay, so for my lips, I'm going to use the S'mores Devour. And let's see what shade this is. So many things swatched on my hand, but this is what that shade looks like. I told you guys I've been on a brown lip whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it. The doe foot on this moves very flexibly and I like it. It has a pointy tip, so it's very easy for you to line your lips with it. Especially if you don't want to use a lip liner. Okay guys, so it turns out I have the concealer in the shade You Mocha Me Crazy. And this is that concealer, and this is what that shade looks like. I'll put it right here. Okay, so that's You Mocha Me Crazy. And I feel like You Mocha Me Crazy will not be a highlighter shade for me. So I couldn't use it. I really didn't even know it was here until I looked through the box and I found it. While I've never been able to actually use this concealer because I don't know how to blend it out properly, but I feel like as soon as you put it on your face, you have to go in and start blending it. If not, it sets itself really super quickly to the point where you probably won't be able to blend it out. So as soon as you put it on, you have to do one section at a time. So if you put it under your eye, blend it out. If you do, you blend it out. Like if you do it that way, I feel like you will be able to blend it out. Okay, so this is the finished look using almost all Beauty Bakerie products. Okay, a few things I had to not use Beauty Bakerie products because the shades weren't right. Okay, so I will compare everything to my nutmeg powder. So this is the powder compared to the nutmeg powder. And as you can see, nutmeg powder is a little bit darker compared to the brown powder. So I feel like if you are someone who likes your powder on the redder side, not the red side. Like if you want, because I know there are a few people that follow me that like a powder that's a little bit on the red side. If you do like that, then definitely pick up the brown powder because this powder is so finely milled. It feels very, very, very smooth. So if you do decide to pick up this palette, I don't think it's a bad buy because the shades in here are beautiful. Like, look at this. Also, proof is in the pudding palette. I feel like the only shade I'll be able to use as a good transition shade for me would be warm cocoa. Besides that, I don't think there's anything in here that will show up like, you know, on my skin, like it will show up on my skin. Um, I will be able to use the shimmer shades because the shimmer shades are beautiful. They're fucking awesome. So if Beauty Bakerie ever happens upon this video, please just try to add more deeper, more pigmented shades in your palettes for us deeper toned girls because, you know, it's a little difficult to just, you know, if you're somebody who doesn't like to buy a few different palettes to try to achieve a look, and you're more of a one palette type person, and you're as deep as me or darker, you know, this would be the only one that you'll be able to use. It's like I've used a few palettes on my page that are like this, where there's like only one transition shade geared towards a dark skinned person, and that's all we get. Like, that's all we get. That's it. You don't get any more. You only get one. But you can use the shimmer shades and everything else in there. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. If you are not subscribed to my channel, just make sure you go ahead and subscribe down below so you don't miss any future uploads from me. And also just remember to click that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. However, you don't have to if you don't want to. It is, once again, your prerogative. You can just go ahead and say, you know what? Screw you. I don't want to be subscribed to your channel and X out. But don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, you should do it because you... Okay, you know what? Whatever. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video.